Got my duffel bag ready. Yeah, no, well, not the race.
Hey, we ready for tomorrow, baby. Last shakeout run.
That was I successfully did my first full marathon. It is currently 5:10. Just got out of work and I have mostly everything packed up. This is basically food that I cooked for this week that I'll take with me and eat at the hotel because that's pasta and eat carbs. Got my duffel bag ready. Funny story behind this. When I used to work at Best Buy, we had a Chick-fil-A like employee catering for our break room, and one of the my coworkers, she asked for the catering bag, and so she didn't want this one because one of the zippers weren't working. Like over there. And so what's it called? So she asked for another one, so I took this one. So now I have a Chick-fil-A catering bag. So that's pretty funny. I got my laptop, camera in here. Got my Moment vest that I'll be taking with me. I just gotta make sure I got everything removed, because I wore this last night, so I gotta make sure I don't have anything important in there. And so yeah, and I'll be taking my tripod with me to take some portraits out there. And let's see what else. And unfortunately my freaking clip broke. Here's the other piece, so that sucks. But either way, I wasn't planning on probably running around with my DJI for 26 miles. I did it for the 13. It was manageable, but I know my shoulders were burning from holding not only the camera but also the tripod mount or the accessory. So this one I'm just gonna end up running just like that with only my watch, and that's about it. Talking about watch, I also got to get the charger, or else how would I know if I'm on pace or not? That's super important. Soon I will get me a Garmin watch. I've been eyeing a few of the series within the Forerunner series, so let's see which one I'll get. I don't think I might get the 950, but I was looking at I think it's the 265 and the 590, or the 200 and the 500 series. Seems to be within my budget. Probably might get it for my birthday, so yeah. And let's see what else. I think I might just do a double check to make sure I have everything, put everything in my car, and wait for the homie Hobby, because I'll be taking him to Houston. I'll be taking him to Austin, not to Houston. I'll be taking him to Austin since he's also competing. I'm not sure which race he's doing, if he's doing the half or the full. I know within the run club community, I've only know 2 to 3 people that are doing the full marathon without me included, so that'll be 4 people with me included. And then the majority of all of the people in the running community, in the run club, are doing the half marathon. So I think I'm ready for it. Got my racing shoes. I got my trainers that I already put in my trunk. And super excited. I can't believe I'm doing this. And will I regret this, I guess, when I wake up, that I'm all sore and hurting? Probably not, because I'm just crazy. So let me just do one more round and catch up with you guys on the next few minutes or seconds. I made it to Austin. I barely recorded anything the day of Try My Best, but it is kind of raining, drizzling, or it's going to rain pretty soon. It is what it is, to be honest. I don't care. So yeah, I'm gonna end out heading out to the Loop Running Supply. to meet a couple of my friends over there that they're running. I'm still waiting on my other group of friends that they want to go to the endorphins running one. So we'll see what happens, and hopefully I'm not late, because it says it starts at 8, or everyone's meeting up at 8, and I'm like 10 minutes away. It's 7:50. I was gonna take the public transportation, but then I was like, I don't want to walk to the next station. I'll just take my car and kind of drive around in the downtown Austin area and see what's up. So wish me luck.
Sir, we ready for tomorrow, baby. Last shakeout run on this Saturday.
Stay on right now.
Yes, sir. Stay on, baby. Representing in Austin. Let's get it, baby.
I am all showered up and ready. I am liking how my hair is growing, to be honest. It is pretty cool, like the haircut. Kind of want to go more mohawk, so push a bit more back. That makes sense, but I really am liking this new look that I'm going for. And, you know, got my cowboyish fit. I'm still so, like, kind of used to it now, but I remember when I first bought my boots, I was so nervous, or like I felt so awkward walking around in public with cowboy boots and a hat. I didn't bring my hat, but I was like, dude, I look ridiculous. But you know, I'm in the South, so it's a lot normal than back home in New Jersey. But yeah, so I'm ready to go to the expo. My boy Juan is gonna pick me up. Got my camera ready, what else? Yeah, super excited to see what it's like. And I think I don't even think I mentioned this, but if I don't post anything like before leading up to race day, then this will be, I guess, like the final video of the series. I know I've been delaying a lot of stuff so much. Oh man, I feel like I get so anxious so quickly. I get overwhelmed, and then I don't want to do anything. Especially my days off, I feel like there's so much I want to do, then I end up not doing a lot. And I just got to build a better habit. I don't have much of an excuse, so forgive me. But if there's no more video and I end up uploading this, just know that this will wrap up the running series for my marathon training. So, you know, there's still going to be more videos coming up. So I'm gonna try to post as much as I can on YouTube. I know I'm prioritizing right now mainly Instagram, short form content. So yeah, but I definitely do want to make some long form content. I definitely want to. I'm also working on this passion project. So hopefully that goes well, so I can share it with you guys. I probably might do some behind the scenes and put it on YouTube as well on Instagram. But there's a lot that I want to work on for 2026. Let's go to this expo.
Yo, brother.
What's up, boy?
How you doing, bud?
What you trying?
Doing good today. That was
It is 5:05. Walking, making my way downtown. Literally making my way downtown to Austin, Texas. And so yeah, I am so lucky that the hotel that I got, even though it's not the best, I would say, saw some questionable things, but you know, it's not that far. 3 miles, like 5 kilometers from from basically the race that I have to go to. Can't complain. Gonna use that as a warm up. Walk right there, warm up, jog a bit, warm up, light run, warm up over there, or on my way there. So that should be cool. And yeah, because I did not want to bother with trying to find parking and all that other stuff, because I feel like I probably would have just struggled finding parking. And yeah, so I got my racing shoes in my bag. I got an extra towel. I got I forgot to bring my water bottle, but they'll definitely have a lot of water over there. And it is a bit chilly, cold right now, but it's gonna warm up. And obviously, with me running and all that stuff, I'm definitely gonna be super warm. But yeah, like I mentioned earlier in the video, I'm not gonna be running with my camera. I'm gonna truly try to focus on this race. I'm gonna focus during the race, dig super deep, because I'm not gonna be running with no music. I know a lot of people that I know, they run with music. I just can't do that. But I'm definitely gonna be digging deep for these 26.2 miles. And I know my hip hasn't recovered yet. It sucks that my hip still kind of hurts. It's not as much as when I got off on the treadmill that one time, like almost 5 weeks ago. But you know, I will say that after this run, I'm definitely gonna take a break from running. Not necessarily like not run at all, but I'm going to not compete as much. I'm gonna run pretty light, probably do like at least 10 miles a week, maybe 20, depending. But I'm gonna be running less, but I'm also going to try to start lifting more, and obviously focus on rock climbing, because that's something that I want to get better at. So yeah, so I'll see you guys over there. I successfully did my first full marathon in Austin. And yeah, I'm not gonna do a full, or I guess I won't do like a post run talk today, which is the day of the race. It's actually a really beautiful day, so I want to walk around, explore Austin a bit. I might just go to the waterfront and then meet up with my friend Machado to a Whataburger nearby just to eat. And so yeah, and I also brought my Fuji X100V just to, you know, document my time here in Austin. So I'll just record some clips here and there, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow. It is Wednesday. I was supposed to do my post-run commentary on Monday, which was like 2 days ago, but I was super tired. I got home and I just went straight to sleep. Woke up, went straight to work. Woke up at like, I don't know, 5:30, somewhere close to 6 a.m. to go to work. And yeah, this whole week I'm definitely going to take a break from running just to let my body recover. As much as I want to go to the run clubs and, you know, meet up with my friends and stuff like that, my body is so beat. My feet, I'm pretty sure the day of the race after running, and then the last, and like 2 days later, like from Sunday till like Tuesday, my feet were pretty swollen. My shoes like felt super tight. I was wearing my shoes, but they just felt super tight than usual. So I just had to like kind of have my leg up against the wall and just let like the blood rush and all that stuff. So it helped out a lot. It definitely helped out the soreness that I was having, because I was just like kind of limping everywhere. And luckily, yesterday and today at work, there wasn't much going on, so I had time to just kind of take it easy on the body. And especially for today, my body does not hurt as much compared to Sunday and Monday, and a little bit on Tuesday, but I feel a lot better. But like I said, I'm going to take a break and then definitely cut down some mileage for the week. Might run somewhere between 10 to 14 miles a week as well. This is the medal that I got for doing the full marathon, my first full marathon. It's actually a buckle. Once again, not sure if I'm gonna wear it, but yeah, pretty cool. And we got this cool shirt. Let me clip this on real quick. Got this cool shirt. Only the ones that ran the full marathon received this shirt. So yeah, unfortunately, some of my friends that ran the half marathon did not receive this shirt, but feels pretty cool wearing it. So I'm definitely gonna be wearing this for quite a while. Let's see, where do I start? I leading up to the run, my hips were hurting from running close to 20 miles. I ended up doing 16 miles on the treadmill. It was part of my workout. I think it was week 8, either week 7 or week 8 out of 10 that I had this long run that was almost a simulation to the marathon. Obviously, like with any training, you will never run the full 26. You'll just run close to 26 miles or whatever the training workout you're doing. I'm pretty sure, especially if you're doing like the half marathon, most likely you will be running like up to like 10 miles, but never the full. I could be wrong, but that was the training workout that I had for Endorphins Running, which is not a sponsor of this video. I just want to give out a big shout out to Endorphins Running for kind of helping me out these last 10 weeks. They reached out to me. They sent me an email saying like, hey, here's a promo code that you can use. It's basically gave me access to Endorphins Running and all of the training program. And what I like about Endorphins Running is like once, I think either week 1 or 2, once you get done basically the week, it will tell you like, hey, like based on your performance, we're gonna do some modification. This is what the modification would look like. Do you want to continue with the modification or just continue with how we gave you the workout? And I just kept modifying it based on my performance, which is pretty cool. It definitely makes the training tailored specifically for you and only you, which is pretty cool. So yeah, so shout out to Endorphins Running. Thank you for that. Definitely helped me out. I feel like I was super prepared for this race. And so yeah, so leading up basically to race day, I was injured, or not injured, but I was just like hurting and stuff like that, which kind of sucked. And then got to Austin Friday night. Saturday, woke up, met up with Stefan, founder of Stay On Run Club here in Houston. We went to a Nike shakeout run at, I think it's called like the Loop Supply running store. So we met up there, we ran, we did 3.5 miles at like a pretty easy, slow pace. I think like a 10-minute pace. And then from there, I went back to my hotel. There wasn't much that I wanted to do because, race day was literally Sunday. We did the shakeout run Saturday. Went to the expo. I then went to pick up my bib. Went to go to the check out what was going on at the Marathon Expo at Austin. Met up with some friends. Tried to take some pictures. And so yeah, so that was basically my day. And I was eating my pasta. I was carving up as well, and I was just like eating as much as I could. And so the morning of race day, woke up at 4:30. My girlfriend called me. We were on the phone. Basically, she was just giving me a pep talk, motivating me, and just, giving me that reassurance like, hey, like you got this. Just remember, this is your first marathon. Don't beat yourself up if you don't hit your specific goal, because my goal was to run a sub 4. So yeah, that was the goal. And so yeah, so I ended up walking from my hotel to basically where the event was being held, because surprisingly my hotel wasn't too far. It was like literally 5 kilometers, 3.1 miles to get there. So I walked, I think like almost a mile, and then I found a scooter and made my way to basically downtown Austin, which was pretty cool and pretty awesome. I don't know. I think that was pretty cool. I went to check my bag and get myself ready, get myself mentally ready, and just, and warm up the body for this big race. I met up with everyone else that came from Houston, and we took a group picture. We were just chatting, kind of getting ourselves motivated and ready, like warming up our bodies. And around this time, it was already like 6:30, 6:40. And so I had to be at my corral at 6:55. And from there, the race started at 7 a.m. Super nervous. I was in corral B, so we had elite, and then group A, and then group B. So I was like, oh man, like, I don't know. Like, I was super nervous, but then it kind of all went away as soon as it was our turn to run. And the first couple miles, honestly, I was doing pretty good. I was checking my watch. I had an Apple Watch. Don't hate on me. I will get a Garmin pretty soon. But I was checking on my Apple Watch, and I was at a 8:30 pace, 8:40. I think I was going too fast, but personally, I was feeling really good. Especially with the hills out there in Austin. We were like at 1,000+ elevation. But I wasn't feeling it. I don't know, I was in my zone, I'll tell you that. And then also I was running in my racing shoes. It was the Hoka Rocket X2, and honestly, they were the best shoes. However, I don't think I broke them in pretty well. I did ran like 6 miles in them leading up to race day, or I ran a total of 6 miles in them, not like 6 miles out, but a total of 6 miles in them. But yeah, so like my calves were like burning and all that stuff throughout the whole race, which I'll talk about that in a few. But yeah, so we ended up running past my hotel, because my hotel happened to be the route of the full marathon, and it was an amazing experience. I feel like I can't even talk, but anyways, it was an amazing experience. I feel like I just couldn't believe that I was doing 26.2 miles, because in October of 2025, I did the Houston UT Health, and I did 13.1. As soon as I got done with 13.1 miles, I was like, yeah, I don't think I can do this again, like another 13.1 to make it a full marathon. But anyway, so I was running. I was on pace. A bit worried I was going a bit too fast. But I wasn't too tired. And surprisingly, like, my hip area wasn't hurting during the race, so it kind of went away. Maybe it was the adrenaline that kind of helped me forget about my hip pain that I did to myself on the treadmill. And so then right around like mile 10, 14, I was feeling a bit fatigued on my legs. But I was like, you know what, this is just mind over matter. Obviously I passed I passed like where they split up the group between the full marathon and the half marathon. So that was cool. And also along the way, like, I didn't realize there were people cheering for me, and I was just too tunnel vision, too locked in, until the very last minute. I realized, Maria was cheering for me, Ellie was recording me. So that kind of gave me a little bit of boost to get myself ready for the next half, since, like I mentioned, I think I met them around mile 10 or 12. And so from there, it gave me that boost to kind of like, you know what, you just finished, you're halfway through the race, you got another half to go. So from there, I was just feeling a bit hungry. I was thinking about food a lot. I know in between stations or in between miles, I was getting electrolyte and water, just making sure I was hydrating myself. And so I would skip a few just because I didn't want to fill up my stomach with just a bunch of liquids. And right around like mile 15, 16, I was like, you know what, I'm feeling great. This is where like my legs gave out on the treadmill, but obviously I gave out on the treadmill, not like on terrain, if that makes sense. But so I was feeling pretty good, but I was super freaking hungry. But along the way, I was getting like bananas, oranges. I ended up eating ice cream. I don't know how I did that. I'm surprised that I did not need to use the bathroom with all of the food that I was kind of scavenging along the race, because all these spectators were nice enough to give us food. But yeah, so then I got to mile 21. There was a water station there. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to just kind of like walk and stand for a bit and drink my water, because every time I'll get water or electrolyte, it'll just go all over me. And I'm like, dude, I only get like one sip of water and everything just all over my body. But, you know, it felt good because I was cooling down my body. But as soon as I stopped, my legs, like, it felt like they locked up. They kind of wanted to curl, and I had to stretch my legs out so that doesn't happen. I was screaming. The medical staff were there. The medic were there. They came to pick me up. They sat me down just like how I am right now. I was like this. They were telling me like, hey, like, what's wrong? I was telling, hey, like, I'm like, my legs feel like they were locking up, and I had my legs stretched out like this. So they started massaging my legs, like this part right here, like the muscle on top of the kneecap or whatever, that felt sore. My hamstrings felt sore. My calves felt sore on my left leg. As far as my right leg, only like the muscle on top of the kneecap was feeling super sore. But boy, like the pain, it was just so unbearable. But I wasn't dizzy. Their main concern was if I was like getting dizzy or catching like some sort of heat stroke or something like that, because the race itself, it was a good condition to run in. It was kind of chilly in the morning, but then it started getting hot, which I didn't mind. I feel like it was a good condition for me to run in. But yeah, because of mile 21 and what happened in mile 21, it definitely pushed me back to hitting sub 4. Well, in my mind, I was like, oh man, like, I'm definitely not going to hit sub 4 up until, like, you know, still within like the next 4 miles, or basically from mile 21 up until like the finish line. I was still fatiguing like crazy. My legs were wanting to cramp up. I was refusing to letting it cramp up. I was still getting the waters, bananas, anything I could get in my system. But I had to drop my pace like crazy. And I thought I was not going to hit sub 4. But I was on pace hitting sub 4 up until like mile 24 is when I saw the 4-hour pacers pass me. And at that point I knew like, oh man, like the goal of hitting sub 4 is out of reach now. I'm too fatigued to continue. And then on the very last miles, when I found one of my runners that I used to co-host a run club, he came up to me. He was right next to me wearing a basically an orange jumpsuit, like an astronaut jumpsuit, and he had his cowboy hat on. He was like, hey, Luis, you got this. And that kind of gave me a bit of motivation, because on the very last mile there was that one uphill, and then it's flat for like the next couple meters, and then it's downhill and then a curve to the finish line. And I had the strength in me to kind of not fully sprint, since I was feeling the cramp creeping up, but I gave it all I had without trying to hurt myself. And I finished the race in 4 hours, 6 minutes, and 15 seconds. Honestly, I felt accomplished. I felt like, you know what, finally I finished the race. I feel accomplished. It's not the goal that I wanted, but it is a baseline. It is something to start, or at least to have like I said, a baseline. From there I can just keep dropping it down. So, oh man, it was a crazy experience. I feel like running it, or after I finished running it, it did not felt long. For some reason, it just did not felt long. But in the race, I was like, man, it feels kind of long, but it does not feels long. Because every time I kept checking my watch, I think if I can remember correctly, when I checked it the last couple of times, I think the first time when I realized I was at 45 minutes within the race, I was like, all right, cool. Then the second time I was like an hour and 30. The second time I was like at 2 hours and 25 or something. And I was like, man, like, it looks like it's long, or like the duration I'm taking forever, but it did not felt like that at all. So yeah, so finished the race 4 hours, 6 minutes, and 15 seconds, like I mentioned. And honestly, I do see myself doing another marathon again. I do see myself training properly, eating properly, because the fatigue happened from multiple factors. From, the shoes that I was wearing, I didn't break them in properly, so it was asking a lot of demand from my calves, which led to me being cramped. I didn't had enough like calories or something, because I was kind of like talking to chat GPT, and it was just kind of saying something about like, I was lacking kind of like fuel and in my system to kind of push myself forward, energy, and I didn't had enough electrolytes, or it could have been a possibility of not enough electrolytes and stuff like that. So yeah, but I do see myself running probably one more this year, and then next year we'll see what happens. But I definitely am gonna take a bit slow for the next couple weeks, just because, like, one, I got done running a marathon. Two, I want to focus on rock climbing more. I want to work more on the calisthenics of my body, if that makes sense. I've been practicing doing like the iron cross, so by the end of the year, at least I want to hold it for 10 seconds. I just want to gain more muscle mass. I've been stuck at 130 pounds for quite a while. I am pretty lean, not super muscular. I still have some fat retained, but I do want to get at least 5 more pounds of muscle, look a bit more bigger, but also I don't want to sacrifice my cardio. So I'll figure it out, but that's kind of the goal at the moment right now for the next couple months. I am also eyeing down a Spartan race that is taking place in Austin. Still thinking about it. Most likely I probably won't do it. It is in May, so I'll see. But there is also another relay race taking place in Austin in September, and it's called the Ziegler Relay, which is like it's 4 legs. Each legs do 2.5 miles, which is a total of 10 miles. So it is something that I am thinking about doing. Hopefully I can find a relay team or join a relay team. But up until then, like, that relay race is until September. I'm going to just train to become faster, train to be more efficient, train myself to learn to eat properly and to fuel myself properly. It's a lot of learning experience for this one. I learned a lot about my body, and I learned a lot about running a marathon. I never saw myself running anything longer than 10 miles because I used to be a sprinter. I did cross country in high school and university, but deep down I knew that I did not want to do long distance. I wanted to be a mid-distance runner, a hybrid runner, from short sprints to mid-distance up until, I guess, like the 1,500 meters. But anything more than that, I'm good. But, that's basically my post-run talk commentary. And like I said, I feel great. I feel accomplished. Definitely going to be more running stuff in the future. But as of right now, I'm going to focus on, like I mentioned, just want to get some muscle up, get my muscles up. Like I mentioned, I want to focus on gaining muscle, rock climbing. I definitely want to post more creative stuff, do some street photography, behind the scenes stuff, travel a bit more. I haven't even edited my Minnesota travel stuff. So I'll see what I have in my SD card, if it's something worth posting, or if I even grabbed a lot of content. All I do remember is doing a what's in my bag to go to Minnesota, and I think I only got like a total of 10 clips when I was in Minnesota. So I'll see if I ever post that in this channel. But yeah, I just don't want this channel to be exclusively running. I want this to be my life. That's why the channel is called The Life of J-Lo. Jose Luis Osorio, those are my initials. And I just want to share that with you. I want to share the journey. But yeah, I just want to show my life and what it's like and what I do and what I like to do and what I find enjoyment. Because sometimes life is not always about partying and drinking and stuff like that. It's what you make of it, and this is what I enjoy doing: just running, climbing, being with friends, traveling, talking to my girlfriend, and just experiencing new things and trying new things and making memories. That's what I'm all about. And that's why I always walk around with my X100V, because it's a camera that I use to document my everyday life. So thank you for watching. Thank you for hearing me yap. I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.